On today's episode, I have K Mr Jovial. Welcome to the chat room, bro.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you here.
Yeah, I'm really humbled to be part of this interview.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been looking forward to come and do this with you.
And I'm humbled that you made it to the studio.
Voila.
Yeah. For the people who don't know, say K Jovial, what you do?
All right. K Mr Jovial is simply a content creator, but a lot of Zambians refer us to as comedians. Yeah, but I just create content. Yeah, and that content amuses people, so they refer it as to comedy, stuff like that. Yeah, so K Mr Jovial is simply a Zambian content creator, actor, social media influencer, program directors, na vimbi vya.
So let's look at the genesis. How was the genesis for K Mr Jovial? How did it come to play that character or that name?
Okay, yeah. So coming up with a name is usually critical. It's usually a problem with a lot of artists or content creators, musicians, regardless.
Yeah.
Because sometimes a lot of artists are named according to what they do. Yeah. But for me, I just came up with this name. So the K simply stands for my first name or surname. Then I decided to add the Mr before the Jovial. And Jovial is just another word for happy, glad, and etc. etc. So I thought, should I say K Mr Jovial? Was my content to be making people happy. Yeah, so that's how I came up with the whole name.
But why not Mr K Jovial?
Mr. K Jovial. I think it wasn't that catchy. Okay, it didn't just sound right to me.
It's always confusing. It confuses me when I started with K Mr Jovial, and I would just go to say Mr K Jovial. I don't know if
a lot of people usually have difficulties. Say K Jovial.
Yeah.
But it's K Mr Jovial. Yeah, but say K Jovial. I think there's something missing there. At least if you have K Mr Jovial, it really adds up.
Okay. Mm-hmm. How's the journey? How did it start? How did it come into play? You creating content?
Yeah, so officially creating content, I made this page, or my page, in 2019, somewhere in July. Yeah, but me doing the thing, like comedy and stuff, it started way back when I was in primary school. That's where I started the whole thing. Yeah, I used to do drama. Then I transitioned to choral music or choir. Then I started doing poetry. I also used to do cultural dancing, playing drums and all that. I think that's where the whole thing started from. Yeah, then from there, somewhere in 2019, through my friends, I realized that I can actually do this. And that's how I decided to create a page and started doing this.
Okay. And we have seen you creating characters there, here and there. We have seen here you doing this character. How has it been? How have people received that?
Yeah, okay. So
like your first character, what was your first character? For those who don't know you and who will be following you now, the first character, how was it like? How did it come into play, and what inspired the first character?
Okay, yeah. So when I started the whole thing in 2019, I actually never had the character. In this industry, the comedy industry, you grow as you just keep on making content. So when I started, I was just making like general skits and stuff like that. Then at some point, I decided to start an episode or series of where I had a scenario of a doctor and a sister in the ward, like a hospital scenario. Yeah, so I made Dr. Jovial character and Sister Jovial character. Then I discovered that people loved the female character, Sister Jovial. Yeah, but by then, I just used to do the medical thing, like in the hospital. Then I just say, okay, let me try to change this character into like layman sort of. because I was only attracting people who are in the health sector, those who can understand medical terms and stuff. So that's how I switched now to Sister Jovial, talking about relationships, life in general, and stuff. And that's when I started receiving, a lot of followers and support.
So just there, when you created that character for the doctor and us, what was the whole inspiration behind that? Was it because of, say, you are into the field of medicine? It became so easy for you to do that.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I decided to start that, because I'm in the field. And I knew exactly what I was talking about. Because you cannot start something that you don't have an idea. Yeah. So that's the reason why I started that. But I discovered that this will limit me in terms of how many people will follow me, and the content itself. It's more like it was more like let's say complex. It wasn't easy for a lot of people to just like understand the medical terms and stuff like that. Yeah.
Then you didn't have on a lighter note. Yeah. Like you didn't have any troubles with the school or the law in terms of you doing comedy on using the medical terms and
stuff.
Yeah.
No, I never had those challenges. So okay, the whole thing is, in the industry, there's always professionalism. So as long as you are not representing a certain organization, okay, in a certain organization, maybe a certain school. For example, our friends who are doing nursing, the nurses, those who are who are doing nurses, you're not supposed to put on a uniform. Nurses uniform on set or any advert for that particular school. Yeah. So I never represented any organization, any institution. I was just doing it generally, just like that. The same way we have Quantum, doing the doctor character. Yeah, so as long as you're not maybe wearing someone's certain school's uniform or a certain institution representing the views of a certain organization, then you would definitely be safe.
So, but there are times when you got inspired by what you would go through, like from the words, and you bring it back into comedy.
Yeah. Because as content creators or comedians, we usually make content from what we see, from our surrounding. If you see a comedian maybe seated in a bus, we're usually quiet, just watching like what's happening. We are recording there and thinking, I'll make something out of this. You are in the club, you see how people are behaving there. The next thing, something
make
comes
something
up. Yeah,
and hope you won't make something out of this.
Say Zambian interviewers. This is how they do it. No.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So on the chat room, we talk about we look at the entertainment for Southern Province, and in terms of comedy or the content creators from here, where are we missing it? Are we when you compare music and comedy, how is it like? Are we missing it somewhere in terms of comedy, or we have a brighter future for comedy?
Looking at Southern Province in particular, Southern Province.
Yeah.
I think Southern Province in the past years has been left out in terms of music, movie production, and all those entertainment sectors. It has been left out. Because usually we've only had Lusaka and Copperbelt being represented. Yeah, and my prayer is that Southern Province can also be on the map, of which at least we have seen certain musicians coming out this time around. We have King Illest, with Tiger. At least they are now breaking through, like the whole country getting to know them. So Southern Province, where we are missing it, we are not selling our culture, okay? We have to sell our culture. That's the first thing. We have to sell our culture. We have to create our content whereby it's accepted by a larger audience. Yeah, because most of the times you find that maybe it's a Tonga song. Only people from Southern Province who appreciate
selected parts of Southern Province.
And again, selected parts of Southern Province, stuff like that. Yeah. But if someone does a song in Bemba, the whole country
will dance to that song.
Including people in Southern Province, they are going to dance to that song. They are going to appreciate the content. Yeah, so we need to reach at that level. Was what I believe in is that regardless of the language, if the music is nice, people are going to appreciate. We appreciate music from people like Sarkodie, all the way from Ghana. We don't understand what he's talking about, but we appreciate his music because the delivery is on point. They are selling their culture. They are not trying to force things. They are selling their culture and using their language.
So does it mean here the guys they are not comfortable in their doing their language, or
they are comfortable, but they need to improve in terms of production, in terms of even the marketing itself. They need to improve in terms of let me just say in terms of production, and also how much they expose themselves on media. Yeah, because nowadays music is different from the way it was in the past
5 years ago.
Even comedy is different from the way it used to be. That's the reason why, like in the comedy industry, we have stand-up comedians. We have comedians who are good for screenplay. Yeah. Like at the moment, I do a lot of screenplay, okay, compared to the stand-up thing. But trust me, there are people who are very talented in the stand-up type of comedy, but they are not good in what? In the screenplay type, yeah. So that's what we have to do. So if we can have a lot of southern musicians who can use the media correctly, then also work on the production itself, and also try to sell their culture to the rest of the country. Yes, sell their culture to the rest of the country. What they can do, maybe the way King Illest does it, English, Tonga, but don't, again, most of the times when people talk about international, they usually think about English. Of which, how come we have people like Diamond Platnumz, people like Sarkodie, the good example, who have made it, worldwide. Their music is appreciated worldwide in their own local language. So the thing is, being international has nothing to do with language. Being international, or in order for people to appreciate your content, it depends on how you sell your culture, where you come from. You just sell your culture in the right way, then definitely people are going to appreciate it.
Coming back to comedy, and looking at comedies, I would say it's one thing that is growing in Southern Province. You personally, when you look at the comedy from here, are we having direction?
Yeah, at the moment, yes, we are having direction. We are having direction in the sense that we are almost getting there, okay, short. Yeah, because we've always had like comedians from Lusaka, comedians from Copperbelt versus Lusaka. So, but this time around, I think we need a brand for Southern Province, comedians from Southern Province. And at the moment, we have seen to the rise likes of Uncle K. Then we have the recent new one, Lucky Comedy.
Lucky Comedy.
Yeah, Lucky Comedy. I think you need to check him out. He's also doing some great stuff like Tonga content, original Tonga content. Yeah, the boy is also making noise at the moment. At some point, we also had Dundu.
Oh, Dundu, yeah.
Yeah, Dundu. Yeah. Then even myself. Yeah, I might not do my content in Tonga, but I grew up from Southern.
From here, you're part and parcel.
Yeah, Southern Province. Yeah.
So in terms of do you have competition? Do you have competition in terms of your fellow comedians, where you sit say, okay, this guy is what? This guy is that kind of competition.
I don't have competition. Okay, when I say I don't have competition, it doesn't mean that I compete with someone. Okay? Yeah, okay. In the industry, we do not need to have, I think, competition. But competition is, sometimes it's a natural thing.
Yeah.
Because, for example, if you have a shop, and there's someone, again, who has a shop nearby, okay? If maybe you're repairing phones, this shop, they will maybe write a notice, say, we repair phones here. In the second shop, they write same services.
Yeah.
We repair phones fast here. I was in the
difference
the
there.
difference that is there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, competition is just within yourself as a content creator. You need to strive hard to be better than you were yesterday. But we shouldn't have maybe that competition. I'm competing with this one.
Yeah.
I want to be better than this one. No, there's nothing like that in the industry. Yeah, so if we have someone who's making noise at the moment, like more noise compared to you, you just have to keep your lane and keep on improving according to what you do. Yeah, according to what you do. At the end of the day, you find that maybe you start copying what other people are doing instead of you building up on what you have been doing. Yes.
So when you talk about start copying what others are doing, there we have seen other comedians trying to copy what others they are doing, and at the end of the day, it fails. But as for you, what has made you survive for so long being in the industry?
Okay. Okay. At the moment, in the comedy industry, we have quite a lot of people who are joining every day.
Yeah.
When you just get on Facebook, there is a Dani comedy.
And it's more of everyone now
wants to become a comedian because they know that they can make money out of it. A lot of people are not even doing it because of passion.
Yeah.
Some are not even. You can even literally see sometimes that this one has got no direction. They don't know what they are doing, but they are trying to push. Okay. Yeah. So what has helped me to survive these past years I've been doing comedy is the fact that I've tried by all means to maintain my lane and what I do. Yeah, what I do. I remember I started with the Mr Jovial character. A lot of people know me by that character. Then I decided to switch to the newscaster character. Yeah, so uniqueness. You have to be unique in everything that you are doing. You have to be unique. Like no one does what you do. You are the only one who does what you do. The moment you start doing something like how someone does it, definitely you're not going to make it. And people cannot appreciate. Because you cannot beat the originator or the one who made that stuff. Yeah. So like for the newscaster, I think I decided to make it different from what everyone else does.
Is doing, yeah.
Yes, we have a lot of people who do the news thing. Yeah, they do the news thing, but I decided to make it different from how everyone does it. I usually have a lot of creativity in. It's more like a storyline. I'm in the story myself, but at the end of the day, I update people on what's happening worldwide and countrywide, or even worldwide, and also encourage people and warn people of certain things that are happening in the country.
So before we go any further, we look at the character for Mr Jovial. Why did you have to let go of that character, and what happened for you to let go of that character?
Did I? Okay, there are quite a lot of things. There are quite personal reasons, and maybe some might appreciate, some might not appreciate. Yeah. So when I started the whole comedy thing, just like I said in the first place, I never had a character. Then the Mr Jovial character was born out of the medical scenarios that I used to make. Yeah, so in the first place, I did not plan to start doing a female character. That's where the problem was, number one. Then people just loved what I was doing. Then because people loved what I was doing, I decided to begin doing that character. But what a lot of people did not know is that I wasn't that comfortable doing a female character. Yes, and once you're not comfortable with what you are doing, don't continue doing what you are doing. Look out for something else. So I decided to.
So there, say you are not comfortable. Or what do you mean? What do you mean? As in. Okay. Just make me understand. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't comfortable. Okay. I don't mean to maybe like look down upon others and stuff like that. Yeah. In short, I don't want to be like maybe one of the reasons why a certain boy out there decided to start behaving like a girl. In as much as it is comedy, you might not know the impact that it has on someone's life. Okay, say, okay, I want to be like Sister Jovial. He's a man, he's got beard, but he does the female character. I want to be like him. Okay, so at the end of the day, you find that someone begins behaving like a lady.
Because of that character.
Because of that character.
Watching that character.
Yes, because every time you watch something, subconsciously, there's how it affects you. Then before you realize it, you begin doing something related. Before you even control it, you are already in. Yeah, stuff like that.
So did you have challenges home, maybe mom, maybe your sisters attacking you over that character?
The female character?
Yeah.
No. At first, I used to do the whole thing. Only a few knew from home. Yeah, but after they discovered, I remember the first time mom watched me on TV. It was on ZNBC.
Wow.
Yeah, it was on ZNBC during the comedy time thing. Yeah, that's when I was like, Lero, TV. I brought the whole family together to watch me on the national TV. And she was very happy to see me on TV.
But you were not embarrassed, you being in that Jovial, Sister Jovial character where mom is watching you?
No, I wasn't.
Then just a quick one. How did the madam also welcome the Sister Jovial character?
Okay, when I started dating my fiancée, she, at first, when we started the whole thing, I wasn't doing comedy. Yeah, I wasn't doing comedy. Then, somewhere in 2019, I told her that I want to start doing comedy. And she did not sit well with the whole idea. Say, let's have a comedian. And I was like, this thing, it will definitely grow. It will grow and it will start bringing something to us. Okay, she wasn't really comfortable with it, but I had to explain to her how the whole thing works. It's not that I'm mad or what, but it's art. Yeah, but okay, she accepted and she has been supportive since then. Yeah, she has been supportive since then.
Her family?
Yeah, they also accepted. They also accepted. Yeah. They also watch. Yeah, they also watch, and they understand it has nothing to do with me. If I come in as Kabuswe Kolala, that's me. But when I come in as K Mr Jovial or Sister Jovial or K Mr Jovial, the newscaster, it's a character that I'm playing there. Okay, it's not the real me. That's one of the problems that we have as artists. People think you are what they watch. So when they maybe meet you in the streets, they would want you to do what you do. Hey, Muntuanga, stuff like that. But when you find me, like
here where we are,
it's just me. Yeah. Even the voice is normal.
Muntuanga.
No, yeah. So unless if I'm in character.
So the transformation, how did your fans receive it?
Yeah, so when I decided to rebrand into the male character, a lot of fans did not sit well with it.
But were you not scared of losing maybe the whole fan base going? Because I think that was a risk. Yeah,
it was a risk, because there are only a few comedians who managed to rebrand. Like rebranding very nicely, and people appreciate it. There are only a few. A lot of my fans were not, in support of the idea. Yeah, in support of the idea, but I never announced that, okay, I'm dishing off the female character. Yeah. Yes, because even up to now, when I post some certain videos, there's a number of fans who still request, no, bring back the Sister Jovial character and stuff like that. Yes, they do not sit well with it, but before I do something personally, I ensure that I think through about everything. I think through about everything. So I had everything set, everything planned, and it wasn't a short-term plan, but a long-term plan. Yeah. Yes, because even when I started the male character, I had some backlash, in the comment section. Yeah. That's why we have people comment. No, this is not even nice, the voice and stuff. But I knew my goal and the outcome of the whole thing. So I just continued doing it. Was in the first place I used to mix Sister Jovial, the newscaster. The newscaster. Yeah, just like that. Gradually, until I faced off the female character.
Wow. No, it was a risk, but it's good that it was a positive risk where you made. So in terms of numbers, did you get did the numbers go down when you changed the character, or you maintained the numbers, or did the numbers went up?
Yeah, so from the time I switched to the male character, I had a lot of support. Even up to now, I'm having a lot of support. I'm having quite a good support. Because when I used to do the female character, I had a lot of females on the page. Yeah, a lot of females on the page, only a few males. But when I started this one, it's more like people, regardless of the sex, they appreciate the content.
The content, yeah.
Yeah, so I have that balance in terms of the fan base, and the fan base has grown since then. Because I remember when I switched to the newscaster thing. Before I switched to the newscaster thing, I only had about 40,000. Then when
40K, yeah.
Then when I switched, there was a rapid, growth, and at least we are almost hitting 100,000.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Wow, we are learning and we are pushing. So there's a child out there who is inspired, wants to get into comedy. What way do you have for that person, for that child? Yeah, so art in Zambian context, we have always thought, even I myself in the first place thought that this is for uneducated people. Okay, so you find that maybe someone can teach school, you decide to leave school books and stuff just for the art. Okay, so for someone out there, if you are watching this and you want to begin comedy, music and stuff, at least that doesn't stop you from maybe attending tertiary education. You can still do that and still be successful in the comedy industry. Then also have a vision. You don't just go into any industry or any organization and stuff without a vision. You need to have a vision and the reason why you are doing what you are doing. So we have a lot of people just getting into comedy, but they don't know what they want to put out there. At the end of the day, they will put out content that is not that won't sit well with the society. Yeah. So usually, if you want to be an influencer, at least you must have an area where you are going to work on. Yeah, and you must inspire people, not in a bad way, but in a good way. So have a vision, then also go to school. School is important.
School is very important. Yeah, school is very important. These things, even when big companies come to work with you, at least you must have an idea, even as you are signing and stuff.
You know what you're signing.
Yeah, you know what you're signing for. Yeah. Even as you can have a manager, but you need to know what you're signing for, the terms and conditions and stuff like that. Because nowadays, we have people like Kaladocious. We just saw Temtem Abafuti on the scene. Yeah. The time he came back earlier this year, he was holding a master's degree from the University of Zambia. Okay, we have the inspirations of Benaken Dumbos. I think he has something in journalism. We have quite a number of artists who have attended good tertiary education. Yeah, even the president for comedy, Koaz, Mr. Mwana Jingwara, very educated. Yeah, just to mention a few days. Nowadays, it's not like artists left out for people who haven't been to school. Yeah, do something. Maybe mass communication, journalism, or anything that
course
you want
that you feel you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you signed under any label that is managing you or what?
At the moment, I'm not signed under any label that is managing me. But we have a label that we created the moment when I started comedy. I remember when I just created my page, I think just 4 days, I met Uncle K. Yeah, I met Uncle K. Then, man, you're also from Monze. Yeah, I'm also from Monze, and you're doing this. That's how we became friends. Then we started sharing ideas on how we can go about everything. We really went through a lot. Yeah, every time, sometimes you feel like, when it was choka, then you'll be like, no man, let's keep pushing. You last time you had 10 likes. Now you have 50, man. Oh, this is huge, man. And we continued encouraging each other like that. Yeah. So from that, we decided to make a label that we want to grow. And I'm happy that even up to now, we have still maintained it. Yeah, Monze Content Creators, MCC. That's how we created that label. Yeah, then after a year or so, we saw one of the boys just within Monze also. He was also doing comedy, Mark Matthew.
Yeah, Mark Matthew, yeah.
So we decided to add him also in the group. So we became the three of us. And by God's grace, we started making noise. So at the moment, I think there's a new wave of comedians out there, or new wave of artists. Yeah, I think we were privileged to be like one of the first young artists in the 90s, 20s to like make an impact. Yeah, to make an impact. So that's how we made this label. So I think that's the only label that you're working with. And we work just like that. Of course, before any decision is made and stuff like that, we try by all means to talk. Yeah, just like the same circle.
Okay. So I thought maybe you grew up with Uncle K and Mark Matthew. Looking at the time that I've been with you guys, the way you interact, I thought maybe you grew up together, you guys. So you met on Facebook as well.
Yeah, we met on Facebook. Yeah, but for Matthew or Mike, I knew the boy way back. Yeah, way back, but we were not that close. But we became very close after we met in the comedy circles. That's when we became very close. And I just saw the potential. Yeah, we just saw the potential with Uncle K. We need him in the group. And at the moment, I think we are almost reaching a level where we want to cement the movement. Yeah, we want to cement a movement where we can even be able to recruit people of different talents in the label and stuff like that. So maybe more comedians, videographers, editors, and just the actors. Yeah, because we usually have the main actor and also those who are backing up and stuff like that.
Okay. So how is it like? You've worked with Uncle K. How is it like?
I think Uncle K is one of the. I really feel good working with him, and I appreciate his talent. I really appreciate his talent, and it's more like the chemistry between him and me.
That's what I was saying. Like just the first days we did something together. I would see how you just you interacting, the energy, Yeah, that's why I thought maybe you grew up together, you guys.
Yeah, it's just the arts, and we share almost the same vision. Let's just say we share the same vision. Because usually when I say, man, we need to do this and this and this and this, and we have kept on growing just like that. So okay, in terms of advertisement, how can we do it? We can do it like this. Okay, in terms of this and this, how can we do it? We can do it like this, but the ideas are always similar. Yeah, so we have a very good chemistry. Yeah, we also have an episode, Tonga Bemba Best Friends, where he's talking in Tonga, I'm talking in Bemba. We are just trying to like unite the country. I know that we are one, regardless of the language and where you come from. Okay. And stuff like that.
It's beautiful.
Same applies with Mark. Yeah, we've done a couple of contents together. And the chemistry is good as well.
And Mark can dance.
More talented.
Yeah.
Dancers like Shajan.
So, K Mr Jovial now doing emceeing for shows, weddings and everything. How was it like getting into that business? Yeah, so we usually have that attack, especially on social media, where someone would maybe pose a question. I'm setting usually say, is every comedian an MC? An MC, yeah.
Yeah, the fact is that not every comedian
is an MC.
But anyone can be an MC for an event. Regardless, as long as you are able to control the program. But comedians nowadays are preferred because they have the ability to make people laugh and also keep the audience active. There are some people like who wouldn't even love to have a comedian, coming to do his stuff. Or maybe some comedians will come wearing attires. Maybe they wouldn't be maybe in their class. So they'll just bring maybe a standard type of MC where there's so at this point we are going to eat. This we're going to do this. But if you have a comedian there, you crack a joke there and then, and before you realize it, the event is done. So I decided to go into Master of Ceremony because at least I have developed that art to keep the audience live throughout the event. And I'm happy that a few events I've hosted as the Master of Ceremony or Director of Program were successful. And I've been successful and I'm still successful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So we have seen, like you just said, the statement of not every comedian can be an MC. And not every MC can be a comedian. We have seen people like there were like trends on social media where they said Zambians in Zambia we don't have comedians. What we have is the agents for one expert.
Okay, on that one, there's just a certain group of people who say that no matter how good your content is, no matter how nice your content is, there's always going to be maybe one person who's going to
say something.
And imagine you have 1,000 beautiful comments there on a particular video maybe you have posted. Then there's one comment saying, it's been a while, but that comment is going to have an impact on you compared to
what others, the good part, the good stuff others they are saying.
But
just one comment.
One comment they're saying that this is whatever. So no one can say that we don't have comedians in Zambia. I mean that is just something that is made up. If someone has got a page and has got followers, there is a reason why those people follow
that person.
It's because they appreciate what that person puts out. So if you don't appreciate what that particular person puts out, better you just unfollow. You even block them so that you cannot see their content anywhere. So if you think Jovial is not a comedian, better you leave the page in peace. And like you start putting out comments that are what? Unnecessary comments.
So negative.
We have comedians at the moment who have almost 500,000 followers. So 500,000 followers, they followed someone who does nothing. It's because they are amazed by what that person does and they appreciate it. The content. So people saying that we don't have comedians in Zambia, that is just something that is made up by PhDs. Pull him down. Because I don't know why people appreciate something from Nigeria but won't appreciate something locally. Locally.
It's something that which was trending or which is trending where the DJs are saying. Like the artists are complaining, say the DJs are not playing the local content. They are just playing content from South Africa, Nigeria. That's a thing. So it should all start with us, the locals, to appreciate our local content, and it will be easy for others to other countries to export. It will be easy for us to export our arts out there.
So when it comes to that. In terms of music, I've been to maybe a couple of clubs. They would play the Yomap songs. They would play Y Celeb songs. Then like 85% is the South African Nigerian music. So one of the reasons maybe the club owners they stop the DJs from playing those songs. Then one of the reasons is that sometimes maybe people do not appreciate the music that much. Just like I said in the first place, we really need to work on the production itself. The music should be classic. It should be like
standard.
But the problem is when we think of international classic things, we begin copying from Nigeria, South Africa, even in comedy. Because in the comedy industry, we've had us Zambian artists using Nigerian sound effects. Jesus is Lord. I think that we shouldn't do that. That's the Nigerian thing. And the moment we just add those sound effects, it shows that we do not appreciate our content according to what I've seen. Why don't we get the Karimashi's voice? Why don't we get the other voices that have been Zambia? We use them as sound effects. Yeah. So that when someone from Nigeria watches a Zambian comedy skit, they'll be able to say, oh, this is from Zambia. But we try to do it like Nigerians. Yeah. And we cannot beat them at their own game. No matter what we try, we cannot beat them at their own game. We can only reach their level if we sell our culture. Okay, that's like I was saying.
You said, yeah.
If you have ever watched a Nigerian clip, you can say, oh, this is from Nigeria. You can say, is this from Nigeria? The moment
automatically you just say this is Nigeria.
South Africa?
Automatically South Africa.
Uganda, like the consumers.
It's automatically.
You see, that's the level that we need to reach as Zambians. Even find the stand-up comedians trying to do it like Trevor Noah. You can never be Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah is Trevor Noah. Okay, do it the Zambian way. So that when someone hears, they say, this is from Zambia.
From Zambia.
So if we can reach that level as content creators, I think it will really help us to market ourselves out there.
Internationally.
International market, on an international market.
Yeah. So like Mr. K Mr Jovial, how does your comedy sit with the big guys that you found in the game, the comedians that you found in the game? How does it sit with them?
Yeah,
just from the look of things, how
does it sit with them? Okay, I just like I said, we start small, then we keep on growing that. Yeah, we have had situations whereby people copy what others are doing. Those cases, and at least recently people have started knowing the law. They can even sue you if you get their character. Yeah, but I have come to learn that these bigger artists, at the moment, they understand, say that the new artists are not here to take their place, but to just take piece of the cake. And the cake is quite big and enough for each and everyone. All you have to do is to maintain your lane or what you do, and to protect each other's brands. Yeah, so that's so I have had interactions with Ken Dumbo. I've had interactions with I think Stefan at some point. I talk with Maza, almost everyone who's currently making noise. Yeah, I've been talking with them. So they really appreciate the content that I'm putting out, because we are not in the industry to compete, but we are here to showcase our talent according to the type of comedy that you have decided to go into, of which I think it should be unique and different from what others are doing.
All right. So as we are coming to the end of the show, any words to the people out there, maybe even to your fellow comedians out there?
All right. Remarks. First of all, I'd love to thank each and everyone who has been showing me support, like from day one up to now, and I think you're one of them. Having worked with Night Errant on quite a number of projects. I remember we worked together on the Kutuba campaign under Water Aid and Rocks Zambia.
Yes,
I think that was one of the first big contracts I cracked. Yeah, big organization.
We're looking forward for more of those contracts.
Definitely. So, Zambian comedians, like on the comedy industry part, or just artists in general, we need to work on selling our culture. We need to sell our content or everything that we are doing, at least to the outside world, so that they can appreciate our content. And how can we do that? It's by being unique. It's by selling our culture, just like I said. We need to sell our culture. Let us sound Zambian. So that when someone watches or listens to a Zambian music, Zambian song, Zambian comedy skit, Zambian movie, they should be able to appreciate, say, this is Zambian. The moment they just hear something, this is from Zambia. But I find we try to sound like Nigerians, South Africans. Yeah. Then on the comedy industry, I think we need to work on professionalism at the moment. Let us try to engage video editors, cinematographers. Let's just try to engage different people in content creation. Yeah, because I've seen situations whereby a comedy skit, okay, they're quite shooting quite right. But nowadays it doesn't mean that you're using big cameras or phone, as long as the content looks professional. Yeah, that's what we want. You know, even the cameraman is capturing a video, he's also talking in the background. You know, then people are watching like that. It's very distractive. Yeah, so we need to work on professionalism also in terms of how the content is put out, the quality of the content, the language that we are using in the content, so that at the end of the day, we are going to be appreciated by the outsiders. I love the way Nigerians do it. Yeah, they are very organized in terms of making content, regardless. Whether it is a skit where you have a lot of people involved, or maybe you are doing it alone, they usually have that type of professionalism.
Of which we are lacking here.
Of which we are lacking at the moment. But at least we are trying to move towards that. You know, the world is now global. We are watching what others are doing. But the problem with watching what others are doing, we
also want to do what exactly
what they are doing. Yeah, we can get ideas from them, but let us not do exactly what they are doing. Yeah, in terms of organization and stuff, we can do that. Then we work on selling our culture. Comedy skit in Nyanja, at least subtitle if you're using Nyanja completely, or mix English and Nyanja or any local language that you are using. That way it will help us to hit the international market. Then in the guys in the music industry, if I can be happy if we even maybe move away from the Afro beat type. We move away from the, I don't know, the other types of beats I did. Our friends have piano. Yeah. We go back to the Z Dunka beat. Then we try to sell the Z Dunka beat out there. I remember it used to sound like Dunka. You know, I was very young by then, but I used to love that sound. And we only have a few artists who have maintained that. I think Afnika being one of them. Even Dreams.
He still maintains that.
Yeah, he still maintains that.
We hear a bit of Your Maps. He still gets the same bass line, but they know how to
mix it.
Mix it now.
Yeah. So if we can do that, we can sell our very own culture out there. It will be much better. We want people out there in the diaspora, everywhere else, to appreciate, say, this is original Zambian context. We want one day, Wakambati, this one is from Zambia, this type of comedy is from Zambia, this type of music, I mean, this beat, coined by Zambians. Because Amapiano is from South Africa. Afrobeat is the Nigerians who are coined for that. What have we been coined for?
Sad, man. Sad. Okay. It has been my pleasure having you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Silo. Stag.
A lot of names. Yeah, it depends where you find.
That's what being multi-talented is. You quite to do quite a number of things. I'm also humbled to be part of this interview.
No, please. Thank you. So you've been watching the chat room with Silo One Touch, and I was interacting with K Mr Jovial, learning one or two things from him. So you can follow him. That is
on Facebook at K Mr Jovial, on TikTok K Mr Jovial, YouTube K Mr Jovial, Instagram K Mr Jovial, and we are also on Twitter at K Mr Jovial.
Okay, so you can follow us as well on Facebook. That is Silo One Touch Zambia, same as on YouTube. And I'll meet next week. Bye-bye.